Hello students, welcome to all of you Shiksha 360, and today basically we have to discuss very important chapter, that is chapter number 16 and that is related to the opening accounts of various types of customer, clear, and that is related to the opening accounts of various types of customer, clear. So basically from this topic basically you will get 3 to 4 questions in the examination, clear. Basically from this topic basically you will get 3 to 4 questions in the examination, like basically in the saving account there is one option that is either or survivor. In that sometimes basically they will ask question from that. Okay, either or survivor, clear, or HUF account. Clear. So there are many different things, clear, basically in this topic, which are very important basically for the examination point of view, clear. So let's start our discussion on the basis of that, and I will try to cover at least 2 to 3 important points, clear, in this session. So let's start. So a banker basically deals with the different types of customers, like individuals, partnership firms, companies, cooperative societies, etc. So while opening and in the conduct of accounts of these persons, the banker has to comply basically with the law applicable to each of them. Clear? So basically like companies, it is a different rules and regulation for that. It is different for cooperative society. Basically rules and regulation is different. Clear? So while opening and in the conduct of accounts of these persons, the banker has to comply. Clear? The banker has to comply basically with the law applicable to each of them. Clear? Applicable to each of them. So there are certain type of depositors or borrowers. Clear? There are certain type of depositors or borrowers which are different from the individuals or proprietary accounts. Clear? So there are certain type of depositors or borrowers basically which are different from individuals or proprietary accounts. Clear? Basically which are different from individual or proprietary accounts, requiring some care and attention, not only while opening these accounts, but even thereafter. Clear? So basically they have to take care all the times. Clear? Not just only while opening the accounts, but also after that. Clear? Basically, but also after that. So every person is legally capable. Clear? Every person is legally capable basically of opening an account with the banker, provided that the bank is satisfied with his bona fides and the banker is willing to enter into the business relations between him. Clear? Business relations basically with the him. Clear? Just basically what they want to say, that basically they have to follow all the rules and regulations. Clear? Like all the documents. Clear? Basically they have basically which is must for opening the account. Clear? Basically which is must for opening the account. So first of all, basically which we have to discuss regarding the individual account. Clear? Individual account. So an account at a brokerage. Clear? An account at a brokerage, bank, company, or anywhere. Clear? An account at a brokerage, bank, company, or anywhere that a single person is responsible basically for debits and credits there too. Clear? So an account at a brokerage, bank, company, or anywhere that a single person. Clear? An account at a brokerage, bank, company, or anywhere that a single person is responsible for debits and credits there too. Clear? That a single person is responsible basically for the debits and credits there too. An individual account contrasts with the joint account. Clear? And a partnership account. Clear? Both of which may have more than one account holder. Clear? In the individual account, clear, as the name says that only one person in that account. On the other side, in the case of the joint account, clear, on the other side, basically in the case of joint account, there are more than one account holder. Clear? Either basically there will be 2 persons or 3 persons. Clear? Depend upon case to case. Clear? Basically either maybe 2 persons or 3 persons. Depend upon case to case. Clear? So now let's discuss regarding that. one by one. So joint account holder, clear? So joint account holder. So there are different cases arises under that, clear? So basically there are different cases arises basically under that, and we have to discuss one by one, clear? So a joint account basically it is a bank or brokerage account shared by either basically it is two or more individuals, clear? So a joint account it is a bank or brokerage account shared by two or more individuals. So different types of joint accounts offered by banks based on the mode of operation and accessibility. Clear? So different types of joint accounts basically offered by the banks based on the mode of operation and accessibility. Clear? First one under the joint account holder. Clear? First one basically which we have to discuss, that is either or survivor. Clear? This is the most common option, and in 95% of the accounts basically this option is to be used. Clear? In the banks in the joint account, either or survivor. So this is the most common form of the joint account. So only two individuals can operate the account. Clear? Basically under that either or survivor, that is only two individuals basically can operate the account, that is the primary account holder and the secondary account holder. Clear? So like first so both can access the account and transfer the funds. So the final balance and interest will, if any, will be paid to the survivor. Clear? Like basically in the either or survivor on the death. Clear? If there is first, like this person died, so all the money basically belongs to the second one. Clear? So basically both can access the account and transfer the funds. So the final balance and interest, if any, will be paid to the survivor. Clear? Basically the final balance and interest basically, if any, will be paid to the survivor on the death of any one of the account holders. So now it depends upon the survivor. Clear? So the survivor can opt to continue the account. Clear? The survivor can opt basically to continue the account. Clear? So if the nominee is a different person, then the balance money is paid to him or her after the death of the survivor. Clear? And even there is one nominee. Clear? Basically the account is to be joint holder, and after that basically there is one nominee in the account. Clear? So on the death of the first person, clear? On the death of the first person, all the money belongs to the survivor. Clear? All the money belongs to the survivor. And on the death of the survivor, clear? And on the death of the survivor, all the money basically goes to the nominee. Clear? Basically all the money basically goes to the nominee. Clear? If there is a nominee in the account. Clear? If there is a nominee in the account, and this happens only basically when the death of the person. Clear? Only after the death of the survivor. Example, mother and daughter basically can open a joint account. Clear? Mother and daughter basically can open a joint account. So basically there is some, at some places basically you will find a joint account basically mostly it is to open in the case of the blood relation. Not like that basically two friends can open a joint account. Clear? This is nothing like that. Like mother and survivor basically can open a joint account. So on the death of anyone, the survivor basically can continue the account or get the account balance basically transferred to her name. Clear? Or basically they can transfer the balance in the account basically to their personal account. Clear? To their individual account. Clear? To their individual account. Clear? On the death of one of the account holder. Clear? In the joint account. Clear? In the joint account. Clear? So it depends basically totally on the survivor. Clear? Basically what they have to do. Clear? Basically it depends totally on the survivor basically what they want to do now. Second one is anyone or survivor. Clear? Now please try to understand. Clear? First one is either or survivor. Second one is basically anyone or survivor. So what is the meaning of that? Clear? So this is similar to the either or survivor option. The only difference is that basically more than two individuals basically can operate the account. Clear? So either or survivor, basically it is only for the two persons. Clear? It is basically only for two individuals. Clear? Please remember that. For more than two. Clear? As in the branches, basically we will take basically if there are three persons in the account, we will use either or survivor. Clear? But technically, if there are more than two persons, clear, then basically we have to use anyone or survivor. Clear? So basically in that case, we have to use anyone or survivor. Clear? So the only difference is more than two individuals can operate the account. Clear? So if you want your father mother and spouse to be able to access and operate your bank account, then it is the best option. In the case of death of any one of the account holder, the remaining survivor basically can continue to operate the account. Clear? So on the death of any one of the account holders, clear, on the death of any one of the account holders, the remaining survivors, clear, basically the remaining survivors can continue to operate the account, clear, can continue to operate the account, clear. So this one, that is anyone or survivor, clear, anyone or survivor. Third one, that is former or survivor. Clear, former or survivor, clear. So this type of thing basically will be asked in the examination, basically in the form of 2 marks, clear, because there is lot of technical type question basically will be formed on this content, clear. And if you have any doubt, any query basically at any specific place, you can ask your doubt, clear. So third one, that is former or survivor, clear, that is former or survivor. So in this type of joint account, former, that is first one, only the primary account holder, only the first account holder, that is the primary, can access and operate the account till the time he or she is alive, clear. So in that case, basically only the primary account holder or the first account holder, that is the primary, can access and operate the account basically till he or she is alive, clear. So the second account holder or second applicant can operate the account only basically on the death of the primary account holder, clear, on the death of the primary account holder, clear. So the survivor can also get the balance transferred to his or her name if required, clear. The survivor basically can also get the balance transferred, clear. The survivor basically can also get the balance transferred basically to his or her name if required, clear, to his or her name basically if required. That is former or survivor, clear. This one is anyone or survivor, this one is former or survivor. Now next one, later or survivor, clear, later or survivor. So basically this is similar to former or survivor option, clear. Basically this is similar to former or survivor option. Basically the main difference is only the second account holder. Later or survivor, that is the second account holder, basically it is the main applicant, clear. That is basically they are doing the transaction, clear. Later or survivor, this is similar to the former or survivor option. The main difference is only the second account holder, clear. The main difference is only the second account holder can access and operate the account, clear. Basically can access and operate the account till the time he or she is alive, clear. The second account holder basically can access and operate the account till the time he or she is alive, clear. So the primary and the first account holder can operate the account only on the death of the second account holder, clear. The primary or the first account holder, clear, the primary or the first account holder can operate the account, clear, basically can operate the account only on the death of the second account holder, clear. The primary or the first account holder can operate the account only basically on the death of the second account holder, clear, on the death of the second account holder. Okay? So this is the example of the later or survivor. Example, husband and wife, clear. Example, husband and wife are the joint account holders, clear. Example, husband and wife basically are the joint account holders. Wife is the second account holder. So then in this case, only wife can operate the account. Only after she is no more, clear, or basically we can say that only after the death. Clear, only after she is no more can the husband basically have access to operate the account, clear. Can the husband basically have the access basically to operate the account, clear. So this is the basically when when one of the account holder basically is performing the function, clear. Now that is jointly, clear. Now that is jointly, clear. That is basically this type of instruction basically you will find in 1 or 2% accounts, and basically you will find this instruction basically where there is a joint account and both the persons are illiterate, clear, and both the persons are illiterate, clear. In that account, the operation is to be jointly, clear. In that account, the operation is to be jointly, clear. So in this type of account, all the transactions, clear, basically in this type of account, all the transactions basically need to be signed and mandated basically by all the account holders, clear. So in this type of account, all the transactions need to be signed and mandated basically by all the account holders. So if any one of the account holder dies, clear, basically in any one of the account holder dies, then the account cannot be operated further. Clear, please remember that. In the case of the jointly operation, clear, basically if any one of the person expires, then the account cannot be operated further. Clear, basically then the account basically cannot be operated further. So the balance proceeds shall be payable to the survivor. Clear, so the balance proceeds basically shall be payable to the survivor. Clear, so please remember that. Clear, so please remember that the balance basically paid to the survivor. Next one, that is jointly or survivor. Clear, jointly or survivor. Clear, so this is one more. So this is similar to the jointly option. The only difference is that, clear, like in the case of the jointly, the person cannot continue the account. Clear, but in the case of the jointly or survivor, the person can continue to operate the account. Clear, so jointly or survivor, this is similar to the jointly option. The only difference being that the survivor can continue to operate the account. Although the proceeds of the account basically can be transferred to his or her name. Clear, even that the transfer, like basically that one is also in the jointly case, but in that basically account will not be proceeded further. Clear, but here in the case of jointly or survivor, the account can be proceeded further. Clear, basically on the death of one of the person. So please tell fast if you have any doubt, any query. Hope you are able to learn many new points basically with the help of this session. Please tell fast. How many of you are basically able to learn many new points basically in this session? Please respond fast. If you have any doubt, any query, please ask fast. Clear, like basically in the banking, basically we assume that basically these are simply just not that much technical options. Clear, but after that basically I will help you to understand basically the nomination, basically who will get the funds in these accounts. Basically in the jointly and jointly or survivor. Clear, please remember that in the jointly basically the account cannot be operated further. Clear, that is basically the end. On the death of one of the person, the end result is account is to be closed. Here basically it depends that the survivor basically wants to close or wants to continue. Wants to close or wants to continue. Clear, so it depends upon the survivor. Clear, so this is the main difference between the jointly and jointly or survivor. Clear, between the jointly and jointly or survivor. Clear, so most of the time basically you will find either or survivor in the options, basically in the banking, or anyone or survivor, or this one. Clear, jointly. Clear, these are the three main options basically which are currently used in the banking sector. Among that, the most common, that is basically either or survivor. Clear, either or survivor, it is the most common option basically which we have to use. Clear, either or survivor is the most common option that is which we have to use. Clear, now move to the next one. Please try to understand. Settlement of claims with a nomination. Clear, that is basically where there is a nomination. So how the claim will go. Clear, so this table is very, very important. Clear, so this table is very, very important basically for understanding purpose. So let's try to understand that. So account, it is in the name of the X. Clear, basically account, it is the name of the X. That is basically it is individual account. And mandate instruction, that is self. Clear, because it is an individual account. Nominee, there is Z. On happening, clear, what happened? Z dies, that the Z dies. Clear, that the nominee dies. So what will happen basically in this case? What should be done? Basically X can choose the nominee. Clear, X can change the nominee. Clear, because the account holder presently alive. So basically what they will do, basically they can change the nomination. Clear, they can change the nomination. Clear. Next one, X is the account holder, operation is to be self, Z is the nominee, and now the account holder dies. Clear, now the X dies, that is account holder dies. Now what will happen? Z will receive the amount. Clear, Z will receive the amount. That is the nominee will receive the amount. Clear, so in that case basically nominee will receive the amount. So this is the simple case. Clear, so this is the simple case. Now very important, that is in the case of the either or survivor. XY. Clear, so this is the joint account. That is the nominee. And here X dies. Clear, here one of the account holder dies. So basically who will receive the amount? Y will receive the amount. X or Y, Z is a nominee, and here Y dies. So who will receive the amount? That is X will receive the amount. And here XY, it is the joint account holder. Operation is to be either or survivor, clear? And here basically what will happen? X and Y both dies, clear? X and Y basically both dies here. So what will happen in that case? Clear? Basically when the X and Y basically both dies here. So that is the nominee, clear? There is a nominee in the account, that is basically Z will receive the amount, clear? Z will receive the amount, clear? So sometimes basically in the examination, basically there is any procedure that is basically we have to put two nominees in the account. Please tell fast. Is there any way that is basically we are going to put two nominees? Two nominees in the account. Is there any way? As there is a lot of demand arises that we have to put from the customers, basically to put two nominees, clear? Like basically there is husband, wife, children. Clear? So husband put their nominee wife, wife put their nominee husband, or children basically put their nominee, that is basically their father. All of three are basically going to a marriage function. Clear? And unfortunately, basically they met with accident. All are die. Clear? So basically all are nominee of each other. Clear? All are nominee of each other. So basically, as there is only one nominee, clear? So basically first priority, that is basically we have to put our family member. Either parents or wife, clear, or either children. Clear? So that's why basically sometimes there is a requirement arises basically from the customer, that is basically we have to put at least 2 to 3 nominees, clear? At least 2 to 3 nominees, clear? So till now, basically as per there is not any regulation basically from the RBI regarding that, clear? But in the upcoming time, basically we will expect regarding that, clear? Basically, but we will expect regarding the 2 or 3 nominees, clear, in the upcoming time. Now further, very, very important, that is basically when the operation is to be jointly. X and Y, Z dies, clear? Nominee Z, X dies. So basically when the X dies, clear, some amount will, half of the amount basically will get by Y plus legal heirs of X jointly, clear? So basically what should be done here? Y will get half of the amount plus legal heirs of the X jointly, clear? Plus legal heirs of the X jointly, clear? Similarly, in the case of XY, jointly is the account, Z is the nominee, and Y dies, clear? So basically who will get the amount? X plus legal heirs of the Y jointly, clear? X plus legal heirs of the joint of the Y jointly, clear? That is basically in the case of survivor of the one person. Even at that time, basically there is not any role arises of the nominee, clear? In the case of jointly operated account. So basically nominee basically will comes into role only when both the account holder dies, clear? Clear? Role of the nominee comes on. Like here XY is the account holder and Z is the nominee, both X and Y dies. So basically who will receive the money? Basically Z will receive the money in that case, clear? Who will receive the money? Basically Z will receive the money in that case. So please tell fast if you have any doubt, any query up to this much point. Hope it is clear to all of you regarding all these different types of operations. Please tell fast. So now last one, basically this point, basically which we have to discuss. Definitely you will get 1 or 2 questions, clear? One question from that, whatever we have discussed. So rules for claim of account, clear? So on the death of any one of the joint account holders, the survivors basically are entitled to hold the amount, clear? The survivor on the death of any of the joint account holders, the survivor basically are entitled to the whole amount. So nomination can be entered basically for payment of balance in the case of death of all the joint holders, clear? Basically which we have already discussed, clear? So basically when the role of nomination comes basically on the death of all the joint account holders. Third one, no right of set off, clear? Basically no right of set off can be exercised basically in the case of joint account for the amounts basically due to the bank in an individual capacity, clear? Like basically we can say that here A and B are having a joint account. Here A is having a loan and that is going overdue. Clear? So basically, as per this rule, basically you cannot take money basically from this joint account. Clear? You cannot take basically money to clear the overdue basically from this joint account. Clear? As no right of set-off basically can be exercised in the case of joint account basically for the amounts due to the bank in an individual capacity. Clear? Because loan is taken in the individual capacity. Loan is taken only by the A, but they have joint account. Clear? Basically, but they have joint account. So basically, we have not take money basically from that. So as there is a general practice going on that basically in the case of the loan, basically we have to open the account individually. Clear? Basically for each of the person. Clear? Next one, a deposit made by a Hindu of his money jointly. Wait a minute, I think there is some issue in this line. A deposit made by a Hindu of his money jointly with his wife or any other person payable to either or survivor does not, that means on his death, constitute a gift by him to the other person. Clear? So the deposit money basically in the absence of anything to the contrary should be presumed to belong to the husband and should therefore pass on the legal heirs of the husband, including the wife basically who is the survivor. Clear? Who is the survivor? Clear? So it depends upon case to case. Clear? So it depends upon case to case. Hope all of you are able to understand all these cases. Clear? Basically all these cases. Clear? Regarding the claim of the account and under the settlement of claims basically with the nominee. Clear? Settlement of claims with the nominee. Clear? So hope all of you have understand all of it. In the next session, basically we have to discuss joint account by the minor and basically how their operation, some questions along with that, and second one, that is HUF and partnership account. Clear? Basically we have to discuss all these accounts in the next session. Clear? Very, very important for the examination point of view. Clear? Because we will expect basically 3 to 4 marks directly basically from this chapter. Clear? You will get 3 to 4 marks. Clear? Most of the paper basically of your examination basically will be settled from the module B. Clear? Module B. Like module C, basically some question basically they will ask, but not that much typical. Clear? Module C and module D, not that much typical question, straightforward. Clear? This is the most important module. Clear? Module B. So clear? So tomorrow basically we will take one more session on that. So thanks to all of you for joining this session.